I thought I'd leave you a video message since, we can't FaceTime and, well, you're probably missing my face. You'll have finished it by the time you see this anyway. And I'll still be sleeping, hopefully beyond 7 a.m. Wishful thinking. I hope your shift went well. Well, as well as it can go. Are you in your car watching this? If you are, then stop this video now, Frank, okay? Do not get any messages on your phone. Drive home, have a shower, eat something, and then do your catching up, because I'll still be here. You've got to start taking care of yourself. And sitting in your car for 30 minutes after you finish your shift is not taking care of yourself, okay? So just go home. But if you're already home, then ignore what I just said. We miss you. Dad misses you. Yes, for you like 10 times a day. We're all out clapping for you tonight. And Lily was out there with her ladle and pan. And Nathan's choice of instrument was bashing the brand new 50 quid lightsaber, his birthday gift, against the plant pots in the front garden. And Dad was running out into the street, like shouting your name and telling all my neighbours about his son, the medic, saving lives. And they're all really sweet to him, even though he tells them the same thing every day, They do that thing where they act like it's new information. It's really good of them. Yeah. Today was really hard. Sorry. So selfish of me. You're out there putting your life at risk and you're doing so much, and I'm safe at home and I can't even do that right. I shut myself in the utility cupboard today. I was on calls with work all morning, and then when I got off, the kids were hungry and screaming, and Dad was complaining that if he was still at home, he would have had his lunch by now. And I said to him, Dad, there are no carers because of lockdown, they're short-staffed. And he just looked at me with that expression, the blank expression where he's just forgotten. I felt terrible. I was the one that brought him to live with us, and his routine's changed and he doesn't know why, and he doesn't understand what's going on in the world, and he just goes along with it. But then I get really frustrated, and then I take it out on the kids, and he's been telling them those stories that he used to tell us when we were kids. Nathan loves the animal race because he's the rat that wins. And then Lily's been drawing pictures of the Jade Bunny on the moon. And I can't believe I haven't told them those stories before. Anyway, I had this idea for lunch, I thought we could make pizzas, make them all together. Dad could tell the kids stories. And so we get out the flour, and Dad is telling the story of the Monkey King. Do you remember that one? Because that one was your favourite. Lily's measuring out the water, and Nathan is loving the story. He's acting it out with his lightsaber. The Monkey King is obviously a Jedi. Honestly, if I have had my phone at that point, it was an Instagram-worthy photo. It was all going so well. And then I turned my back for 1 second to get the soul, and I had this crash. Turn back round, and there is flour everywhere. Nathan had swung the lightsaber and knocked the bag of flour, and it was in Dad's hair, in Lily's bowl of water, all over the table and all over the floor. And then the vegetable oil was dripped everywhere, and then Lily started crying because the oil in the flour had made some sort of soggy gloop on her worktop. And then Dad was shouting at Nathan, and I just couldn't take any more of it. Just any of it. I tell them I'll get more flour, and I just walk out into the utility and just shut the door behind me. I can still hear them all shouting and yelling and crying. It's just all noise, It's just one big noise. I can't remember the last time I felt like this. it takes me back to the flat on Saracen Street. Do you ever think of that place? The tiny flat that we shared with the Smith family, who were supposedly our cousins, but we never saw them again after we moved out. All of us, me, you, Mum, Dad, Annie and Daniel, all crammed and huddled up together in this tiny flat, and Dad would work as many hours as he could just to get by, and he would work in the takeaway below, and remember we would eat prawn crackers for breakfast. And Daniel said that he could enter the Guinness Book of World Records for most prawn crackers eaten in a minute. I think he was only like 5 at the time. We were older, so we got it. We knew what was going on. You'd always say to me, when you grow up, you'd get a proper job with suits and ties, and you wouldn't come home all sweaty and tired all the time. And I said that I'd buy a big house and a mansion all to myself, so that I would have all that space just for me, and it would be quiet, just silent. I thought it would be so nice having Dad here. We could connect, father and daughter, just like when I was young, but he was never really there, was he? We never had time just for the two of us. There was always things in the way, people, new jobs, new schools, and house moves. There was never any quiet time. It was just all noise. Well, I've got a house of utility, so I guess you could say I've kind of made it. And I mean, you wear a uniform and smell of hand sanitizer most of the time, but you win some. I sat in there for as long as I could, There wasn't any flour, but I knew that. I counted to 10, breathed in and out slowly, and made my way back to the kitchen. I could still hear them. No shouting or screaming. It was noise, but a different kind of noise. I walked in, and Dad, still slightly powdered with flour, was drawing outlines of animals on the worktop. And Lily was laughing at Granddad's fat rat, and Nathan was making sand dune Star Wars piles of flour. I don't know. And Dad looked at me and asked if I was okay, and told me that I was working too hard. And I smiled and said I'm fine. We gathered up the rest of the flour, and it was edible, and we made the pizzas. They were slightly burnt, but not as good as you could make them. They turned out alright in the end. Yeah, alright in the end. That's how we all turned out. Later on, when I chased the kids up to bed, Dad starts asking if we're going to the theatre. And he starts talking about opening the shop for Mum and Dad. And if he gets time, he'll cycle down to the sea for a swim. And at this point, I know he thinks he's having a conversation with his sister. He thinks he's back in the country he was born. And I go along with it. It's happening more, but it's manageable. Oh yeah, I got a message from the manager at Sheltered Housing. He said that they're going to reinstate Dad's care package from Monday. That means he'll get 3 visits per day. So I said that he can go back to live in his house from next week. He said he really wants to sleep in his own bed. He said that it's been nice living with me, but it's just, too noisy for him. Can you believe it? Anyways, I thought I'd give you just an update on how we're all doing. And please send our love to Steve, and let me know when you're next off. The kids really want to FaceTime. Bye.